All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'd like to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that has taught us the truth and sincerity, peace, and blessings to the hopeful elect that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, shalom, shalom. This is your brother Kodash coming back at you from the GMS Memphis camp with another word of the day lesson. And today's word of the day lesson is going to go into Hearken. All right, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the point. I'm going to jump right to my word of the day precept. All right, to just, lay it out. This is Jeremiah 11:11. Straight to the point. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, behold, I will bring evil upon them. Okay, and this them is talking about the Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, which is also known in the scriptures as the time of Jacob's trouble. Man, the Lord is going to bring evil upon His people because, hey, I'm keep reading, and it says, which they should not be able to escape. Meaning that they're not gonna have no way out of it. They're not gonna get delivered out of it either. Okay. And it says, and though they shall cry unto me, I will not hearken unto them. All right. So though they cry unto the Lord, though they may know His name and they may call out to Him and pray and do all of that, the Lord is not gonna listen to them. Okay, and that brings me right to my word of the day, hearken, which is pretty simple. Hearken, it goes into in the late Old English, in the online etymology, it says to give ear, listen, hear with attention. You see, and that's exactly what the Lord is not gonna do for 2/3 of His people, man, which is you so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. The Lord is not going to be listening to you because now's the time for y'all to be listening and getting it while the getting is good now. And that's why in these times He's only dealing with His elect, because those are the only ones that are going to sincerely listen to what the prophets have to say in the highways and hedges. Okay, and what was I finna go? I was finna grab the Hebrew word for hearken in the Jeremiah 11:11. Goes into Shema. That's the Hebrew word for it. Let's see here. Hearken. Strong's H8085. Shemai. Okay. You got the Shah character, the Ma character in the middle. Then you got the I. Shemai. Alright. Got to pretty much connect the Ma and the I. All right, then you got the Shai, you read it from right to left, Shemai. Okay, then you jump down in the outline of biblical usage, pretty much saying the same thing that the etymology was saying, to hear, listen, to obey. It says to hear, perceive by ear. All right, to hear with attention or interest. You see, so Lord, the Lord is not going to find interest in 2/3 of His people in these days, man, in these latter days. And, we in the latter days now, So in that time, the Lord's not going to find interest in those that wasn't hearkening unto His prophets, because that's how the Lord is speaking. You know what I'm saying? Through His men. He's not literally coming down here talking to you directly. And that's the ultimate snare for our people, man, because they thinking that, they look down on us, because we just regular men, got regular jobs. Some of them know us, so they look at us as nobodies. All right, but that's gonna be to their destruction. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's get this right here, Proverbs chapter 1. All right, which is a known classic. This is Proverbs chapter 1. And starting at verse 20, it says, wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. And how is she doing this? How is wisdom uttering her voice in the streets? By men. Okay? The men that you see out in the highways and hedges week in and week out, prophesying, behind the 12 tribes sign. All right? That's bringing out the correct doctrine, because you got men, that's preaching and teaching, but they got to bring out the right doctrine. They got to teach, correctly. Okay. So, let's go to the next one. It says in verse 21, she cried in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttered her words, saying, right, like it says, in the chief places of concourse, your downtown areas, like it says in the NOT, it says she calls to the crowds along the main street, right? And your main streets is really leading down into your downtown areas, because that's where the majority of people go to shop and, do their little business, their little day-to-day. You got all type of people down there, man. All different, nations of people, down there. People from out of town, okay? And it says in the NLT, finishing up, it says in Proverbs 1 and 21 in the NLT, it says, she calls to the crowds along the main street, to those gathered in front of the city gate. You see? The city gate. It says in verse 22 in the KJV, it says, how long, ye simple ones, and this is talking to our people, man, because they simple. Here it is, it's 2024 going on, finna be 2025 soon, and they still stuck in this mindset of going to church, voting, not wanting to change, man. They still stuck in their traditions. Okay. And it says, how long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity, and scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge? Right, man. So how long is you going to constantly keep on talking your smack? Because it says in the NLT, how long will you mockers relish your mocking? How long will you fools hate knowledge, man? Right. All right, man. Because, hey, knowledge is put on the forefront in these latter days, man. All you gotta do is just be sincere and hope that the Lord opens you up to it and allow you to retain it, man. It's all out here. The brothers, throughout the four corners of the earth are teaching this truth and laying it out, playing upon tables to where even a baby can get it, man. Okay? It says in verse 23, it says, turn ye at my reproof. Turn ye at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make my words known unto you. You see? And it says in the NLT, it says, come and listen to my counsel. All right, you see? Come and listen to my counsel. You see what I'm saying? And that's the main thing. Listen, man. Shammai. But see, our people, they so caught up in what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? There's so many people that we see come downtown that be so caught up in going down to the clubs and the little night bars, you know what I'm saying? But they passing by the most important thing it is, and that's listening to the prophets. Okay, and it says, and I'll share my heart, meaning mine. Okay, because it says what's that in Jeremiah 3 and 15, where it says the Lord will give you pastors according to his heart, which will feed you with knowledge and understanding, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, and it says, and I'll share my heart with you and make you wise. Okay, and only if you willing to listen. You see, but Jake is proud. Jake don't wanna humble down and just be retaught again. Okay, it says in verse 24. Keep going. It says in the KJV, because I have called and ye refuse. Right, and he's calling by way of his prophets. And it says, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded it. Okay, let's go here to Jeremiah 25:4. This is how the Lord is calling. It says in Jeremiah 25:4, and the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai have sent unto you all his servants, the prophets, rising up and sending them, but ye have not hearkened. See, there go that word again. Hearken, Shemai, listen. Okay, it says, but ye have not hearkened, nor incline your ear to hear. You see, so that's how the Lord is speaking to you in these latter days by way of men. You know, all right, and some of them may be your family members, man. Some of them just might be your family members. Okay, but that's how the Lord is speaking to you, man, and that's why, it's really like the ultimate snare, because people looking down upon us as insignificant, as if we just nothing, man. But little do you know, Lord willing, if we up that number, man, we are friends with the King, okay, and that King is being, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, let's see. It says in verse 25, it says in Proverbs 1:25, it says, but ye have sat in not all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. It says in NLT, you ignore my advice and rejected, and it says, and rejected the correction I offered. Okay. And like you said, scourges are sent for amendment, but they will not be always mindful of the scourges. Okay, so that amendment goes into a change. So the Lord brings hell upon us in order for us to, mend our ways and change our ways. But, Jake just keep on going. And when I say Jake, I mean you Israelites, you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay. But I'm going to keep going. It says in verse 26, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. It says in verse 27, when your fear cometh as a desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you. It says in verse 28, and they shall call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Right, man? Because, hey, man, when a time of trouble actually set in on this place, the Lord's going to bring the famine of the word. Amos 8 and 11. They're going to be running to and fro. But, hey, you're not going to find no answers in that day. Because the time that, the Lord is giving us all that grace period, man, to get right, listen, take heed unto wise counsel. You know what I'm saying? So that we could be ready for that great and dreadful day and be prepared to go into Jacob's trouble. Okay? And it says in verse 29, for they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. Yahweh Shem Shai, right, man. And that's one of the first steps of being accepted of the Lord, is fearing him, man. And that's one thing that a lot of people fail to do. They don't want to be told that America's going to be destroyed. They don't want to be told, what to do concerning the MOTB. They don't want to hear that. They want to just keep going on in their day-to-day life and their folly. And little do you know, hey, guess what? Like scripture say, there's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof is the ways of death, right? It says in verse 30, they would none of my counsel. It says, they despise all my reproof. Like it says in the NLT, it says, they rejected my advice and paid no attention when I corrected them. And it says in verse 31, it says, therefore they must eat the bitter. In the NLT, it says in verse 31, therefore they must eat the bitter fruit of living their own way, choking on their own schemes. Right, man, their own plans. Like I was just quoting earlier, there's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof is the ways of death. So whatever they seem that's right outside of this path of life that's on display, okay, they're gonna be led unto death. And in that time, bro, the Lord is not gonna hearken unto them when they cry for help. All right, he's only going to be listening to his elect in these times. All right, so I'm going to just end it off right there. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and to the point. Until next time, I want to say shalom.